Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of Cryo's Beverage Reviews. Today, as promised, well I say promised, as I suggested in the last video, I have Carlsberg Danish Pilsner to try today. A 660ml bottle, so full size. I got it at Tesco. For a long time we didn't have bottles of Carlsberg. These have only just recently come back to the UK. I don't know how long we didn't have them for, but I think it's been a while. I don't know, they stopped doing the bottles before I was of legal drinking age, so I don't know, but it's been a while. I think, like, if you go back to sort of like old sort of like 2000s programs, you can see like bottles of Carlsberg here and there. It's still mostly cans though, but I think you do see like bottles of Carlsberg here and there. So it was probably like some point in the late 2000s, early 2010 area, 2010s area, I want to say. Sorry if I sound a bit retarded in this video. The painkillers I'm on, I think they're starting to make me a little bit sort of drowsy, a bit drowsier than normal. They can do that apparently, even though they're not like opioids. Apparently they can do that. And also as well, just my suit quality is just not that good at the moment because, you know, I'm waking up quite frequently at night to readjust myself and so on and so forth. So if I sound a bit doped out, that's why. I'm not on recreational drugs or anything. And the Proxen, the painkillers I'm on, the Proxen, they are safe to drink with alcohol, so don't worry, I'm not going to die or anything. So anyway, moving on. If you get, so yeah, it's been a while now since we've had bottles. We did get the little bottles again for the 330ml bottles again for a little while, but I haven't seen them recently. That was like 2 years ago now, I want to say, that I first noticed them, and it was in a corner shop near me, and they were only there for like a few months, I think, and then they just disappeared. So yeah, I don't know how, they obviously weren't around for very long. But yeah, in Tesco, at least a Tesco near me, I won't say I won't give away too many details about where I am, you know, privacy and all that. Yeah, so these are in Tesco at the moment. These are big bottles of Carlsberg, which is good because obviously the can distorts the taste a little bit. So it's always good to have the bottle to get the actual proper taste of it. It's nice and cold still. I didn't need to chill it in the fridge I mean, I could have done, but I didn't really see the need to. It's still like cold to the touch. It should be okay. And let's be honest, we've all had Carlsberg before. It's not the best beer in the world, but at least the Carlsberg that you get in this country. So, pursuit of better beer, a perfectly balanced Danish Pilsner is crisp and refreshing with a fuller flavour and distinctive hoppy aroma. So it's called Danish Pilsner, but it's basically the same as like a German Pilsner. I think it's pretty much the same. I don't think there's any difference. So Danish Pilsner brewed in the UK using a Danish recipe. And so you'll get some people who are like, oh, it's not actually Danish, it's British because it's brewed in the UK, which is true. But it's using the actual recipe from overseas. It's using the ingredients from there. You can very much tell when a lager is, or any beer in general, is made with British ingredients. It's a very distinctive taste. I will do a British beer at some point, or British beers at some point. There are a couple that do exist. I will cover them at some point, and you'll see what I mean. But yeah, it's clearly not made with British ingredients. It's obviously made with the actual like overseas recipe. So obviously water, malted barley, what they just put extra barley in it, maybe for the extra sweetness, I don't know. Hops, blah 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 blah. We don't really care about that. So yeah, 3.4%, 660ml bottle. So there's quite a decent amount of beer in here. It's enough for like if you're just casually just swigging it, it's enough for like an hour plus. 2.2 UK units, which is not very much for a bottle of this size. That's not really a lot. Like a bottle of, say, like Moretti, which is generally like considered one of the better ones you can get over here, is like 3 point something units. So yeah, like the lack of alcohol in there is sort of really showing. But anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. Let's open the bottle with Lime Regis bottle opener again. Oh, so you can see instant. I hope you heard that me opening it off the camera. Instantly I can smell the aroma. It's got quite a strong aroma for such a weak beer. Quite a bit of foam in the top, but I wouldn't say Carlsberg is a particularly foamy beer. I wouldn't really rank it like as having a massive head or anything. It's only if it's really warm you'll get like a bit of a thing, but like a bit of a head. But yeah, so yeah, instantly I can smell very sort of bready, very bready sort of smell. Pretty much no alcohol smell at all, which you're going to expect from a beer of sort of this sort of percentage. Yeah, not bad, just a bit sort of cheap smelling, but not immediately repulsive. Not like just like, oh god, that's so bad. Like, it's not really that on that level. It's just like nothing really special there. Just sort of like a very like bready aroma. Just a little tiny bit of water left in there. Try not to contaminate with my saliva. So let's pour it. Obviously not all the bottles are going to fit in here. I'm not going to drink the whole bottle on camera because I don't want to chug that much fluid. There we go. That's probably enough. You can see like a nice head has developed there. Very sort of light. It's got quite a similar sort of complexion to the Becks that I did last episode. It is very similar to sort of that. Very similar. Very translucent. Not very opaque. Very light, as you'd expect from a beer from a Pilsner like this. Although still particularly light. Like that's light even for a Pilsner. Again, it's very similar complexion to Becks. So the head's wearing off a little bit. I'm going to pour a little bit more in so I've got an actual head. If it'll work. That didn't really work. It's one of those ones that goes off quite quickly. Like it goes stale pretty quick. Yeah, similar sort of aromas. Quite bready, but you know. Yeah. Not really much to say. No alcohol smell at all. Like literally doesn't smell of alcohol. Can't get a note of it in there at all. Just a sort of very like cheapish sort of bready smell. But yeah, anyway, let's have a taste of it, shall we? Just very sort of very cheap tasting. It's not awful. It's not like Carlin or Foster's where it's just like, or Coors or something like that, where it's just like, oh, that is a really bad aftertaste. It's like just sort of tastes of nothing, you know. Just tastes like rusty water, a bit with a bit of stale bread. Yeah, just very bog standard. Just sort of a whatever. Sort of like the novelty is interesting when I first found the bottle. You know, just to taste it out of a can, not out of a can. It's just very sort of like very neutral, not particularly bad, but just not really good either. There's just nothing in there. It literally just tastes like water. Just tastes like rusty water with a hint of bread. Quite stale bread at that. It could be because it's slightly warm. It's not quite as cold as it really could be, but I don't think that affects it much. Like it pretty much tastes like normal Carlsberg to me. Spoiler: I have obviously who the fuck hasn't had a Carlsberg before if they're in the UK or you know in Denmark, I suppose. I mean, outside of those two, you don't really get it anywhere. I mean, why would you if you're in like Germany? Why would you have a Carlsberg over like you know whatever they've got over there? I can guarantee it's probably better. Even if it's Beck's, like I say, you know, Beck's is probably better than this. Excuse me. I'd probably, if I had the choice between Beck's and Carlsberg, I'd probably go with Beck's. Yeah, it's very neutral. There's just nothing to it. It's a little bit gassy as well. Like gassier than you'd expect for a Pilsner. Like Pilsners don't tend to be very gassy. It's normally the like really cheap ones that are, which makes sense. Yeah. Just sort of, I mean, what I sort of aim to do with this series is like actually give like these sort of more common beers such as like Carlsberg and Heineken, Stella, Kronenberg, all ones that are going to end up on this channel, an actual fair trial, because a lot of the time on the internet and in like actual like beer circles, you just get loads of like snobs, who are just like, oh, they're all cheap and nasty and they suck and they're all piss water, and like some of them are, yeah, like but a lot of them are not that bad. If they were actually like that bad, apart from like Carlin and Foster's obviously, well, if they were actually all that bad, like they wouldn't sell as much as they do, they wouldn't be as popular as they are. Like, I know I know it's a bit of a fallacious argument, because again, like Carlsberg and Foster's are popular because of the amount of advertising they have. Like they do like Foster's advert, it actually directly takes the piss out of that sort of person, but it just didn't. If the advert was for something like Moretti, then it would be a lot better, because like Moretti is an actually decent beer. But like if it was, but it's like, oh, this guy, he won't have Foster's. It's like, well, yeah, obviously, what self-respecting person over the age of about 16 has a Foster's by will? But yeah, and then they're just like, oh, lie to him. They literally just, oh, deceive him, because they like, he goes, oh, you put some of the amber nectar into into like a fancy jar, and then it's like, well, you're just deceiving him. Then he don't want to drink Foster's. I know that it's getting at the thing of like, it's also getting at the thing of like how something tastes is affected by the actual branding and what you already think of it, like your preconception. So like, if like, all your life you grew up hearing people going, oh, Foster's is shit, and then once you get to like, I don't know, 15 or 16, and your mate brings round a 10-pack of Foster's that he got his older brother to get him or something. I don't know, or he paid some dodgy, he paid dodgy Dave to get him the 10-pack, and then you have it. You're gonna go, oh, but Foster's is shit. You know what I mean? It's not really a fair trial. And I understand that. I get that. It is not a fair trial, but Foster's is shit. Anyway, we're not talking about Foster. But anyway, the point I'm making is, I want to give all these beers sort of like a fair trial, at least the ones that deserve a fair trial. Like, again, Carlin and Foster's don't deserve a fair trial. Like, they are absolutely terrible. I would still review them at some point, though, just to mock them, but, Anyway, back to the actual Carlsberg, what we're actually reviewing. Yeah, it's just very neutral. It's just whatever, you know what I mean? It's just like, there's nothing in there that's good, but nothing in there that's really actually horrible. Like, I would have this over, any of the other cheap, like really like cheap and nasty ones, all that, like, yeah, like the whole way, yeah, like easily. It's easily a lot better than those ones, or at least a lot less bad than those ones, if you want to put it that way. I'm not going to pretend that Carlsberg, at least the Carlsberg we get in this country, is particularly brilliant. It's not, but what is that in there? There's a little particle of something in there. I don't know what that is. Is that like a bit of yeast or something? Or is that like something that's actually was in the glass somehow? I did wash this glass out, so that's a bit concerning. It could have been something that just felt, it could be like a bit of dry saliva or something. I tend to get like a dry mouth very easily. So it could be that easily, but yeah. I'm not going to finish that last bit because the particle in there, you know what I mean? So I'm going to finish that last bit. I'll have the rest on the bottom. I'm not going to have that on camera, obviously. There's no point. I've said all I've got to say about it. But anyway, so yeah, Carlsberg is it's just a bit naff. It's not actually bad. It's just a bit like, whatever. Like if someone buys you a pint of Carlsberg, you're not gonna complain really. You're not gonna be particularly happy about it. You could have at least gotten me excuse me. You could have at least gotten me a Stella or something, but like you're not going to actually complain about it. But at the same time, you're probably not going to buy yourself a pint of Carlsberg yourself. The only time I ever buy myself a pint of Carlsberg is like if I don't want to get too tipsy, like like I'm out and it's sort of like I've got to get the train home or something. Like I'm 100 miles away or something. Then I'll have like a couple of, I'll have a couple. Then I'll have something decent first. Like I'll have like a Stella or Kronenberg first, and then I'll have a couple of Carlsbergs, so that I don't get very tipsy. Because if I have a few like Kronenbergs or Stellas, I will be a little bit, But yeah. But yeah. So yeah, my final verdict is it's just very like like yeah, like 5 out of 10. Not very good, but not horrific. I probably wouldn't recommend you go out your way to get it, but if it's the only thing you can get, it's better than anything. Better than anything else in its sort of your sort of quality range. Carlin, Foster's, Coors, Budweiser. Like the American Budweiser, not the actual real Budweiser. It's better than all of them. I'd probably have it over all of them. Only one I'd debate is the American Budweiser, because it's like the American Budweiser's all right, but not something I'd regularly have, but it's all right. But I'm not sure if I'd have it over a Carlsberg or not. But yeah, so yeah, my final verdict: 5 out of 10. Nothing really distinctive about it. This is on the caveat that we don't get real Carlsberg. We get very watered down Carlsberg. 3.4%. Real Carlsberg is 5%. Yeah, like if you go to Denmark or anywhere in Europe that has Carlsberg, it'll be 5%. I imagine it probably tastes quite a bit better there, because the higher alcohol content will give it more taste. We do have something close to a real Carlsberg in this country. We do have Carlsberg Export, which is significantly better than that, but you only get it in cans, unfortunately. But it is a lot better than that. I'll review that at some point. Next time I get like a 4-pack of them. I don't get them very often because they're quite expensive, but they are a lot better than the actual watered down Carlsberg that we get. But yeah, so that is my final verdict. I'll catch you in the next one.